Hello, I am just going to show you a bit of what I've been doing, and I am by no means doing any sort of instruction. I'm just showing you what hobby I have been doing lately is trying to learn to draw portraits. And this one I just cut out of an old magazine I was cleaning out down in the den last night, and I thought she might be easy to draw. And I tend to cut out or to try to draw people who have interesting faces, not necessarily beautiful or whatever. So I've been learning what's called the Loomis Method, and it involves starting with circle. And I usually start with a circle of about, I think about 4.5 to 5 inches. I think I'm at almost 5 today. And I do it freehand sometimes, and then other times, if I'm really serious about it, I usually try to use a compass or a round object to, this compass sometimes puts a hole in the paper. So, let me grab a pencil. And as far as what pencils I use, I vacillate from one to the other. I use, really light, this one's a sketching pencil. I think it's like a 2H or HB or something really light that I use for these lines that you first put in. But the problem being, I think, is going to be that you're not going to be able to see it. So let me back that up and use something that's maybe a little darker. Go over that so you can see what I'm doing a little better. And I've got jewelry stuff everywhere. I made bracelets for, a birthday, 2 birthday gifts for people that I wanted to do something for. Okay, there we go. That's not exactly perfect. I have ordered a pencil sharpener that plugs into your computer because I have trouble sharpening pencils like I want them. Ken did take some of the old school pencils downstairs and used a knife and did these nice big, I don't think I have any of them left. Parker likes them too. He whittles them and it makes a big long thing, but that one's been used by a little boy who enjoys helping me draw. So here's the one I can use. Alright, you got your circle, and you really can use any kind of circle, but this to me works out best. I measured the sizing and all on a portrait that I had sat for, and this would be about what size the circle was. Okay, I'm going to have to, let's see. Alright, I'll pull my hand up every once in a while. The next thing that I learned to do with the Loomis Method is you make a line straight down the center. I'm making a video. It's not live, I'm just making a video. There's a line down the center, and then you make a line horizontally at the center, and you can measure those. Believe me, I've done so many in the past month or two. I have a stack of them where I have practiced. I have no art talent whatsoever, never have, and it's just something I really want to do. I've always wanted to do it, and I've just finally decided I was going to learn to do it by just learning, not using any talent that I have. That's the way I do music. I learned it. Okay, this lady has kind of a long face. Let's look at her face a minute. The circle I drew usually comes down to somewhere between the nose and the mouth, and then we're going to add the rest of it. Okay, so typically the Loomis Method tells you between the hairline and the brow is the same as the brow and the nose to the chin. And that actually, alters a little bit. Some people have a longer chin or a shorter nose or whatever. But typically you've got thirds in a face, in an adult face, not a child's face. Children are so difficult to draw. I did finally get a good picture of Parker I was very proud of. Yesterday I did that one. It still looks a little older than him. Children are very difficult to draw, and they don't fit all these rules that you learn to do And I did another Harper picture. Harper's been one of my biggest challenges. Harper and Ronald Reagan. It's my little great-granddaughter. But I had done, I did 7 Ronald Reagans, and I never could get Ronald Reagan. But anyway, let's get this, ladies. And we're doing a front-looking picture just straight on. And we've got part of one ear showing, and then almost the whole ear showing over here. And the ad had cut off right here. I think it was for some cancer hospital, actually. And her hair goes down below where it shows in the picture. So let's just see what we can do just for fun. And please don't judge me. I am not an artist, but I have thoroughly enjoyed drawing, which I never my whole life thought I could. So this line right here is your eyebrow line. And she's got really thick eyebrows that go from right here. And your eyebrows are going to be the same width as your nose. Hers actually, her nose is a little wider, but her eyebrows actually go from this spot almost over to the whole front plane of the face. And we're going to chop off those sides. I forgot to do that. In the Loomis method, they imagine that you're working with like a ball, and these aren't even, some kind of ball that you put, got flat places and round places. Like this would be the part that's the side of your head where your ears are. We'll be coming in and putting ears right here. And this is the front plane of the face. And her eyebrows actually go over to the front plane of her face and then down. So we will do that. And one of those rules that I said sometimes you break because it doesn't fit the person, but is that your space between your eyes is the same as one of your eyes. And you can tell, right, I have the eyebrows a little uneven. Let's see what we can do. It might be where the face is a little uneven. But usually this area is going to equal to about one of your eyes. And you come down here for your eye line. It's about not quite an inch down from the eyebrow. So let me lift my hand up so you can see what I'm doing. I'm sorry. And still that's kind of faded like, isn't it? Can't hardly see. Let me see if I can get a darker pencil. I know I watch a lot of videos and I get frustrated when I can't see what they're doing. Okay. And your eyes are going to be here. Her eyes are going to be behind glasses, but we have to get them drawn in first. So let's just, it just looks kind of just like a regular almond-shaped eye, which are the easiest. They're really just sweat so about trying to get both eyes to look exactly alike. Apparently, they've not been around a lot of people that have Bell's palsy. My 2 eyes will never be exactly alike, and neither will most people's, really. I just don't sweat it that much. Okay, there's our eyes. Let's get those irises in. Well, I'm going to get the glasses in first, I think. I don't know. I guess it's 6 of one and half a dozen of the other. I'll just get her eye done, and at least partly done. And I've got some guidelines up here. I'm going to have to come in and erase carefully. I should have done that already. I've never done a drawing video. I've done jewelry art videos and things, but not jewelry crafting, I mean. Okay, there we go. Alright, let's see. And we've got, her irises are coming almost to the bottom. And the irises should pretty much be the same size, and it's not hard to fix if they're not. But what you don't want to do, and it's taken me a long time to learn this when I tell you these things, you don't want to do your eye like this, to where you've got this big round thing. It just makes it look like somebody's been really nervous and popped their eyes open real wide. you want to, what they say not to do it this way either. I do sometimes, like princesses. But you do not want it to look like there's just a big round thing. You want, sometimes you might want to just imagine you're making that circle. You know, you don't want, you want, I don't know how to put it. You don't want to just put a round ball in there. Okay, and then you're going to have your pupils. I'm going to do the eyes before I get the glasses on her. Get those pupils done. And there's a lot of fancy ways to do the pupils and the irises and stuff to get it to really look realistic. And I do those sometimes, but today I'm just kind of showing you how I do the head. Let's see, I'll get a little bit of that in there. You can come in, and like I said, you use different darknesses, or whatever you want to call it, of pencils. I'm just using a really dark one so you all can see. A lot of this would not be done with a dark pencil. Okay, we've got our pupils showing. Now what I do is come in with a lighter to start with, but her eyes are very dark. Let's just try this. It's not dark enough. When I take my art stuff over to my daughters when I'm babysitting, Parker loves to get up on my lap and draw, but his favorite thing is to play with my pencils. I don't bring all of them, obviously, but I bring a good selection, and he's my mechanical pencils. Typically, we have little pieces of lead shooting everywhere, and those are memories for him and for me, so I don't mind. Okay, now, we got the pupils done, and we want to come in and get a few little eyelashes and a little bit more of a strong upper. Now, I think we're going to do two little very thin lines down here. And some little sparse lashes, and they come in on the second line. I don't have my glasses, that might help. Okay, and then I'm going to give her some lashes. Not extremely long lashes, but real dark and full they are. Okay, and she's got a little eyeliner on. Let's give her some. Okay, now let's come on down and get her nose. Now the nose usually hits right here. And the nose is usually the same as two eyes long, and I think that from the bridge down. Her nose might be a little longer than normal. I think I'll come down just a little below. And it will come, let me get a lighter pencil, it will come equal with the eyebrows. The nose will be that wide. I'm going to use a little bit lighter pencil to work here with. Okay, let's see. I usually start with that center dip, and I just messed up. I need to get that line out before I work, so I don't have to come back and hunt it. Alright, now, let's get the, she doesn't have a very large nose, and not, you know, not really small, but not large. And then we'll get and this will be in the shading. We'll shade that line. It won't be a line, it'll just be a, the nose takes a little working with to get it just right. I'm just trying to earmark it in there so I'll know where it goes and what's going on with it. Okay, I think her nose is a little bigger than that, so I'm going to let that. Okay. Erase that. I'm going to lighten those a little bit up. Okay. If you can't really see very well, I'm sure. We'll darken those a little bit, and then this go down. And there'll be shading along here that we'll use to establish that. Shading is what takes more time and patience than anything. Okay, now let's go down here and get the mouth. We got to get a chin in there. So how we do that is we got our third here. Remember the three sections? The brow to the hairline, the brow to the end of the nose, and the nose to the chin, which would be right here. So we have to come down over here at this sections point just a little bit on both sides, and then we start, let me get this one, then we start coming down to our chins. There we go. Now, I've got her chin too narrow. I can tell you that right away. I'm going to have to go, we'll make the slope a little gradual, more gradual. Okay, rounded like, and her little bottom of her chin's kind of wide. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to square her up a little bit. She's got a pretty bold jaw. And like I said, you know, I do more erasing than I do drawing. You know, I've seen a lot of other people do it, so I'm not alone. Okay, now, her neck is coming out right about over from the jaw, about right here. And on this side, about a little more slant. Okay, now, the mouth, let me erase that circle line here. Now, when you're doing a child, all of this comes down lower. And when you're doing a child, that circle is where the nose comes, but not on an adult. Children are just really hard to draw. Okay, we've got from here to here, and you're supposed to, here's a ruler. I took it somewhere today and have lost it. Anyway, here's a ruler. It's a T-square. Doesn't want to lay flat to use it. Okay, we've got 12 to almost 10, about 2 inches, which would be almost 1 inch would be your halfway point. There to there, I usually just eye it kind of. There's where the bottom of her mouth should be. Now, in relation to where I think that hers is going to be a little bit farther down than the average. I'm going to bring her down a little farther. She's got a little more room. This is the bottom of your mouth. So, alright, now let's, and a lot of things will tell you that the mouth comes out to the middle of the pupils. I have found very few people that it does. Most of them at the widest, it would be right here at this side of the pupil. And that's this way. About like that. And this would be the bottom. And the bottom of hers is very small. The top of hers, if you'll look, is longer out, and the bottom is very narrow. It just comes to the edge of the nose. So we got some erasing to do, don't we? The bottom lip comes out just to the edge of the nose. That is a really small bottom lip. Let's see. There we go. And then it kind of goes to the side like that. And then the upper lip comes out a little farther. which is a pretty little heart-shaped thing. I forgot what they call it, Cupid's bow or something, the little thing right there. In some way I have got things crooked here. I'm working sideways so y'all can see, but I think I'm going to have to turn this way. Okay, now, a lot of people will come in and put like really strong lines for the lips, and I can see that that Cupid's bow thing's just a little off center. Let me. Really strong lines here. I don't. And I've even watched some artists who will tell you that leaving some things disconnected, like not connecting things, leaving some openness, gives it a more realistic look. Not so exact, not so coloring book, you know. And just kind of leave a little openness. Now, trying to think. Sometimes when I'm just doing stuff to be doing it, I'll bring colored pencils or paint in, or markers even, and just do the lips or the eyes or something in color just for fun, but I'm not going to here. Okay, now, let's see about, I think her eyes need to be a little darker. I don't know if she is Middle Eastern or African American or Hispanic or what, but she's got very dark eyes. Now, let me get my little eraser pencil and come in and put a little glint. Before we put her glasses on, we got to get some glint in her eye. Her glint's just right at the top, but I like to do it at the side. Just erase. A lot of people leave a little empty white spot, which is probably a good idea. I just never remember to do it. Get it a little wider there. This is just an eraser pencil. Okay, now we got lips. Haven't done any shading, but let's get. I wonder if I should do. Let me go and fill her ear in right here. A lot of you, I'm sure, are expert artists, and I'm just a beginner that's just found great joy in doing this for nobody but myself. An art teacher discouraged me early on in about middle school that I had no art talent. Really, it was awful. And so I never thought I had any art talent, which I don't, but you don't have to have art talent to enjoy art. And I got to thinking about it. I've made money with my music my whole life, and I had no musical talent. I just learned, took lessons and then learned on my own. And I can do art the same way. I can just learn how to do it. And that's what I've been doing. Get that line out of her head. Okay, got that ear. This ear we don't need to do much with because it's going to be under the hair. Let's get a little bit of hairline in there. Let's see. I know that there's a glare on the picture of her. Let's see. I'll have to work out a better if I'm going to do any of these. I do these off and on all day and night for relaxation. And I can put them on here if anybody enjoys watching. If anything, I can encourage you that I may have her eyes a little too big. Her glasses are going to look funny, but I'm not going to redo them because I like how they look. Now, you come up a little bit above the part on her hair. And it's going to come down over her ear. So this is the hairline where her hair comes out of. But we gotta have a little place right there where her earring shows. Why I put that there. Okay. Now let me get these glasses on her. Okay. One pair over here looks like how they did my last bifocal and I had to send it back. It was like right down under. Okay, let's see. I haven't done a whole lot of glasses, so bear with me. I don't think that is right there. Let's see. Bring the ear down just a little so the glasses can just kind of fit right in there. I'll fix that in a minute. Let me get the glasses shirt in. Okay, let's get a darker pencil and get those. Spent all that time on their eyes and then I just covered them right up, didn't I? I always have trouble getting the eyeglasses behind the ear. I haven't studied a lot of perspective. I have tried to kind of work on it, but it's something I haven't quite understood. I was working on those boxes they have you do in art class, and didn't do very well. My boxes weren't. They were. I was going to show them to you. They don't look very good. Okay, let's see. Get the eyebrow back in there. Let's get some hair going. I need to make this rim a little wider. I'm trying to remember to pull my hand up so y'all can see what I'm doing actually. Okay, let me get a little bit of detail on the mouth. Okay, now, how long have I been on? 28 minutes. That's kind of a long video to upload. Alright, the next thing we've got to do is get a little shading in, and this can be done in varying degrees of how much you want to do or whatever, and I probably won't get a lot done today because of the time factor. You could spend an hour or two shading and correcting and all that. The darkness seems to be over on this side of her face. And then under the neck's a lot of darkness. Shadow, what do you want to call it? And her chin, let's see. There, and then the nose always has to be shaded right much because you don't really want to use a whole lot of lines and stuff on your nose. And usually right in here's always got some shadows. Under the nose. Right here, and I'm kind of imagining the light's coming in that way. So we have light on the forehead and here on the cheek. Here, I'm going to get a little bit of shading in here. I'm using just a regular light sketch pencil for some of this shading. I'm not that good at shading yet, so I try to avoid doing a whole lot of really drastic shading on stuff. I do when I practice, but not like on something that I'm trying to actually do a finished product. Now, let me get my little, this is, I have a stump somewhere. Where is it? Well, a stump is like a blending thing, and I love to use it. Oh, there it is. I have another little basket. It's just a little paper. It's actually like a little paper thing. You could probably make them yourself. I use a tissue when I don't have a stump handy. It's just to do a little blending when you're doing pencil stuff. Need a little more shading around the eyes, I do believe. And I left out tear ducts. Okay. Alright, now, her hair. A lot of times I will sit with a really fine pencil and do every little strand. You know, the professionals tell you to take sections at a time and fill them in, and you know, I do that, and I'm not going to tonight, but you take a large group of hair and fill that one little thing in. It's going to take me a little while to figure out how to set it to where you can see it and still have it to where it's not just a mess. I always kind of darken the part just a little. Anyway, it doesn't look just like her, but I'm getting there. You know, I need to work on her lips a little bit. I forgot. I usually do a little bit of lining, you know. Then come in with a blending stump and do that. And then maybe put a few highlights in her lip. Usually the upper lip is darker, yeah, than it is on her. But she's got a little bit of shine going on, some good lip gloss, so I'll give her some lightness there. Alright, there we are. There's the reference photo from a magazine, and there's the drawing. And it is not anywhere near what, you know, it needs to be. I'm just learning, like I said. I have a stack this high of drawings I've done, and hopefully one of these days I'm going to get there. But I thank you for joining me, and if you enjoyed this, let me know. I probably bored everybody absolutely to death. But I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.